Listen to me very carefully right now. What I'm about to tell you is going to make a lot of women angry. In fact, some women have already messaged me saying, "You need to delete this. Men aren't supposed to know this." And that's exactly why I'm making this video. There's a secret, a psychological pattern that women have used on men for thousands of years. And the reason it continues to work is because nobody talks about it. Women don't want you to understand it because once you do, their power over you completely disappears. And most men never realize what's happening because they're too busy being controlled by it to actually see it. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, wrote something that fits perfectly here. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. And brother, what women tell you they want compared to what actually makes them attracted to you, those are two completely different things. And they want to keep you confused about which one is which. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. This sounds like some bitter toxic nonsense. Stay with me because what I'm about to explain isn't based on opinion. It's documented psychology. It's behavioral science. It's pattern recognition. And once you see it, you simply can't unsee it. Once you understand it, you'll start recognizing it everywhere in your current relationship, in your past relationships, and in every interaction you've ever had with women. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you through this step by step. I'm going to show you the exact psychological mechanism women use to create obsession in men. I'm going to explain why it works with such incredible power. I'm going to show you how to recognize when it's being used against you. And most importantly, I'm going to teach you how to become completely immune to it by using ancient Stoic wisdom. This is going to feel uncomfortable. You might get angry. You might even become defensive. That's normal. Truth has a way of making us uncomfortable before it finally sets us free. But if you stay with me through this entire breakdown, I promise you, your perspective on dating and relationships will never be the same. You'll see the game clearly for the first time. And once you understand the game clearly, you can decide whether you want to play or walk away. Let's get into it. Alright. So, let's begin with the big reveal. The secret women don't want you to know. Ready? Here it is. Women don't create attraction by treating you well. They create obsession by treating you inconsistently. Now, think about that for a moment. Really let it sink in. The woman in your life who treats you consistently well, who's always available, always sweet, and always giving you attention. How do you feel about her? Probably comfortable, maybe grateful, maybe you appreciate her, but are you actually obsessed with her? Are you checking your phone every 5 minutes, hoping she texted? Are you replaying conversations in your head, analyzing every word? Are you thinking about her 24/7? Probably not. But that other woman, the one who's hot one day and cold the next, sending you paragraphs on Monday and one-word answers on Thursday, incredibly affectionate when you're together, then distant for days afterward. Can't get enough of you one week, barely acknowledges you exist the next week. That woman has you completely hooked. You're analyzing every interaction. You're wondering what you did wrong. You're desperate to figure out how to get back to the good version of her. And here's the crazy part. This isn't random. This isn't simply her being moody or confused. This is a pattern and it's working on you right now if you don't recognize it for what it really is. See, women have discovered something that psychology has proven through decades of research. It's called intermittent reinforcement. And it's the exact same principle that makes slot machines so addictive. The same principle that makes social media so addictive. And it's the exact same principle that makes inconsistent women so incredibly magnetic to men. Here's how it works psychologically. When you receive rewards consistently, like a paycheck every 2 weeks, your brain adapts. It becomes expected and normal. You stop feeling excited about it because you already know it's coming. But when rewards arrive unpredictably, sometimes you get the reward and sometimes you don't. You never know when it's coming. Your brain goes absolutely crazy trying to figure out the pattern, trying to secure the reward, obsessing over how to make sure you get it next time. This is why gambling becomes so addictive. You win sometimes, you lose sometimes, but you never know when you're going to win. So, your brain remains activated, stays engaged, and stays completely hooked on trying to crack the code. And brother, this is exactly what happens when a woman becomes inconsistent with her attention and affection toward you. When she's sweet and affectionate, your brain releases dopamine. You feel incredible. You're on top of the world. Then she pulls away, becomes cold, and grows distant. And you don't simply return to your baseline emotionally. You drop below baseline. You're not just neutral about her absence. You're actively distressed by it. You begin thinking about her constantly, wondering what changed, questioning what you did wrong, analyzing every text message, searching for clues. And here's the trap. That distress, that desperate need to get back to the high she gave you is what makes you chase. You text more. You try harder. You become more available. You compromise your boundaries. You accept treatment you'd never tolerate from anyone else. All because you're addicted to getting that feeling back. The feeling she gave you and then took away. The Stoics warned about this exact dynamic 2,000 years ago. Epictetus taught about not allowing external things to control you, especially other people's emotions and behaviors. He said, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. But most men do the exact opposite. They surrender their power by allowing a woman's inconsistent behavior to completely control their emotional state. Now, here's what makes this so insidious. Most women aren't consciously doing this. They're not sitting in their room thinking, how can I manipulate this guy today? It's instinctive. They've learned through experience, sometimes without even realizing it, that inconsistency creates more attraction than consistency. They've seen that the guys they treat well lose interest while the guys they treat inconsistently become obsessed. So even without understanding the psychology, they've learned the pattern. Be available, then unavailable. Be affectionate, then distant. Create the high, then take it away. And this pattern has been working on men since the beginning of human relationships. And this is why women don't want you to know about it. Because the moment you understand the pattern, the moment you recognize it for what it really is, it loses its power over you. You stop reacting, you stop chasing, you stop allowing her inconsistent behavior to dictate your emotional state. You see the game clearly. And once you see the game clearly, you can't be played anymore. Let me break down exactly how this pattern appears in real life so you can recognize it when it's happening to you. And I guarantee that if you're dealing with a woman right now who has you feeling confused and obsessed, you're going to recognize at least 3 or 4 of these tactics. First, there's what I call the hot-cold cycle. 1 week she's all over you, texting constantly, wanting to see you, making plans, being affectionate, and making you feel like you're the only man in her world. Then suddenly, without any warning or explanation, everything changes. Short replies. I'm busy. Distant energy. Maybe she's still talking to you, but the warmth has disappeared and there's no obvious reason for the change. This creates massive confusion inside your brain. What changed? What did I do wrong? How do I get things back to the way they were? And boom, you're hooked. Second, there's strategic unavailability. You have an amazing date or an incredible night together. Real connection, deep conversation, physical intimacy. You feel like you're genuinely bonding. Then afterward, she becomes a ghost, not responding for hours or even days. Suddenly, she's so busy that she can't even send a quick text. This makes you panic. Did I do something wrong? Did I come on too strong? Did I completely misread the situation? And that panic makes you desperate to see her again, desperate to fix whatever you imagine you broke. Third, there's emotional withdrawal. This one is particularly brutal. You open up to her. You share something vulnerable. You create genuine emotional intimacy. She responds positively in the moment. You feel closer than ever. Then the next time you speak to her, it's like that intimate conversation never even happened. She's back to surface level small talk. She's not mentioning what you shared. She's not building on that emotional connection. It's almost as if she hit the reset button. This makes you question everything. Did that moment mean nothing to her? Was I the only one who felt that connection? And now you're putting in twice the effort, trying to get back to that same level of emotional depth. Fourth, there's the attention drought. After making you feel special and giving you plenty of attention, she redirects that attention somewhere else. She's posting constantly on social media, but isn't responding to your messages. She's going out with friends, but suddenly she's too busy to see you. She's clearly available,